was the summer of 2019 when my brother moved to America. He had been working hard for years in Bangladesh, saving money, dreaming of building a better life. When his student visa was finally approved, the excitement in our family was overwhelming. He was the first in our family to set foot in the United States, and we were all proud. My brother Arif chose to live in a quiet suburban neighborhood outside of Cleveland, Ohio. The area was beautiful, rows of tall maple trees, wide empty streets, and small houses with neatly trimmed lawns. From the photos he sent me, it looked like something out of a postcard. But he often told me that the house he rented felt off. At first, I thought it was just the adjustment, new country, new people, and the loneliness of living so far away from home. But every phone call, every late-night message from him made me realize something darker was happening. What I'm about to tell you is exactly what he told me. To this day, I don't know if my brother truly survived the experience, or if something inside that house still holds a piece of him. The house was on Willow Creek Drive, a small two-story wooden house with faded white paint and a sagging porch. It was cheap, far cheaper than the other rentals in the area. The landlord, an elderly man named Mr. Grayson, seemed eager to give it away. "No one stays too long," he had said, almost as if warning Arif. The first night, Arif felt the house was unusually cold. It was summer, yet the air inside felt damp and heavy. The wooden floors creaked loudly under every step, and shadows seemed to linger longer than they should have. Still, Arif brushed it off. "It's just an old house," he told me over video call, smiling nervously. But even through the pixelated screen, I could see unease in his eyes. A week later, Arif called me at 3 a.m. my time. His voice was shaking. "Brother, I think someone was in my room." He explained that he had woken up to the sound of footsteps in the hallway. Thinking it might be a burglar, he grabbed a small baseball bat he had bought for safety. But when he opened the door, the hallway was empty. Then he noticed something chilling. The door to the attic, at the end of the hallway, was slightly open. He swore he had never touched it. I tried to calm him down. Maybe it's the wind or the wood expanding. Old houses make sounds. But Arif whispered, "No, I heard breathing." Days turned into weeks, and the strange events only grew worse. Arif told me he often caught glimpses of movement from the corner of his eye, a shadow slipping past a doorway, a figure standing at the end of the hall. One night, while brushing his teeth, he looked into the bathroom mirror and froze. Behind him in the reflection stood a woman. She was pale, with long black hair matted over her face, and a torn white dress stained dark at the bottom. Her eyes were wide, hollow, and fixed directly on him. Arif spun around, but the bathroom was empty. When he looked back into the mirror, she was gone. He didn't sleep that night. He sat with every light in the house turned on, clutching his phone, whispering prayers under his breath. One weekend, Arif decided he had had enough. He wanted answers. He climbed up to the attic with a flashlight. The space was cramped, filled with dust and cobwebs. Old boxes lay scattered, filled with yellowed newspapers, broken toys, and faded photographs. But in the far corner, he found something disturbing. There was a small wooden rocking chair, perfectly intact, placed in the center of the attic as if waiting for someone. And on the chair sat a doll, its porcelain face cracked, one eye missing, its faded dress eerily similar to the one the woman in the mirror had worn. As soon as Arif shone his flashlight on it, the chair began to rock. He dropped the flashlight, scrambling back, heart pounding. But when he picked it up again, the chair was still. Later, he told me over the phone, "Brother, I swear that doll was smiling at me." Curious and desperate, Arif spoke to his neighbors. An elderly woman next door finally told him the story. Years ago, the house had belonged to a young family. The mother, a woman named Evelyn, was rumored to suffer from severe depression. One winter night, She took her little daughter into the attic and never came back down. The police found them days later. Both were dead. The mother had hanged herself from the wooden beams, and the child had starved, still clutching her doll. The house had been rented out many times since then, but no tenant stayed longer than a few months. Some claimed to hear a child crying at night. Others saw a woman wandering the halls. RF realized the doll in the attic wasn't just any toy, it was the child's. After that, things became unbearable. The lights flickered constantly. Doors slammed shut on their own. At night, RF would hear faint lullabies. Coming from the attic, a woman's soft voice singing, followed by a child's giggle. One night, while lying in bed, he felt the mattress sink beside him as if someone had sat down. He couldn't move, couldn't breathe. Then he felt cold fingers brush against his cheek. When he finally managed to turn, no one was there. But the indent on the mattress remained. The scariest part was how RF himself began to change. His voice grew distant when we talked, weaker, like he was constantly tired. He said he often forgot hours of his day. Once during a video call, I saw his reflection in the screen glitch strangely. His face looked pale, his eyes darker, almost like someone else was staring through him. He admitted to me one night, "Sometimes I feel like she's inside me, like she wants me to stay with her forever." That was the last normal conversation we had. One night, my phone rang at 4 a.m. It was Arif. His voice was frantic, whispering, "Brother, she's here." "She's in my room." I could hear the sound of something scratching against wood, the creak of the rocking chair, and then, faintly, a child's laughter. Arif screamed and the call ended. I tried calling back again and again, but no one answered. The next morning, I contacted the police. They went to the house on Willow Creek, but when they arrived, they found the place empty. No Arif, no belongings, nothing but dust, the doll in the attic, and the faint sound of wood creaking. To this day, my brother has never been found. His disappearance remains unsolved. The landlord put the house back up for rent as if nothing had happened. Sometimes I wonder if Arif is still there, trapped in that house, sitting beside the doll, waiting for me to join him. And sometimes when I call his old number late at night, I swear I still hear him breathing on the other end.